So welcome to this Eccles Global Info session. You're looking at the slideshow, right? You see the big, okay. So we're gonna start. Today is the 16th of September, and we did meet our goal today of putting the summer sessions application online with all of the courses that are committed for next summer, and there are a ton of them. So take a look at that. Applications live, you're welcome to start filling those at any time, but I'm gonna go over some basic stuff first before we really get into it. So I'm located in 3175, and the interns and ambassadors are with us many days a week. You've got Dylan Greenberg, who's our expert on summer sessions, or will be soon. You have Arena Weed and Sophia Blankevort, who are continuing as ambassadors, actually interns this year. And then Libby and Trong are joining us as ambassadors also. So there's a lot of folks that can help you understand what programs we've got going, and there are quite a few. We have really great spring break offerings. We'll have some May offerings, May break coming up. And then we have a full summer IS minor and global entrepreneurship in addition to our summer sessions. So lots going on. This is me. Feel free to stop by any time. And then again, introducing Dylan, who's in room 3170 right now, and he'll be answering questions through the Q&A link as we go through this, and he'll know everything about summer sessions over time. So Passport QR will be available at the conclusion of the webinar, so hang tight with us, and we'll be able to give you that credit for those business scholars that have zoomed in and need that. And then this is our website, Eccles.utah.edu. Students Global. You can get there from the David Eccles business website or business school website, or directly from here. Dylan, do you want to put that out there? Do you mind?
Yeah, dropping the link.
Put it on the chat. Yeah, put it on the chat. Also,
yeah,
Dylan, if you wouldn't mind putting your email on the chat, that would be great, so that everybody has that. Okay. So here's a couple of things. Feel free again to post questions in the Q&A link. That's the easiest way for us to respond. And then I just want everybody to know the most important concern is your health and safety on no matter what we're doing at Eccles Global. So we want to make sure you know that you have comprehensive insurance. We go through quite a tense orientation before you go. And at the and in every one of our locations, we have, for summer sessions, we have a very strong learning abroad support team through contracts with various providers. And we'll go through those a little bit in a minute. So that's kind of the overview. And then specific to today, we're going to be looking at, I should say this. I get a ton of emails and calls about scholarships. I don't have any. Eccles Global has no scholarships available that are typical. Most all your financial aid can be applied, particularly for fall and spring. Those are pretty easy to get done. Summer is a little bit different because most scholarship plans don't cover any summer classes, but your Pell Grants and loans and stuff can all still cover it. So just check those out. I don't have anything specific. That said, and I said mostly because one of the classes this summer, we're going to offer a $750 reduction in cost. I'm calling it a scholarship, but it's a reduction in cost. So that'll help to get that seated because we really want to get that class going. We're excited about it. And then when we do an orientation in April, we'll have everybody here live. Hopefully, we'll also do a Zoom part of that. But if you're live and in the classroom where we do orientation, typically in the auditorium, we'll do a drawing for a $1,000 scholarship. We actually do 10 of those. So 10 random drawings for $1,000 each, but must be present to win. So unfortunately, I don't have any scholarships. This is a really cool thing though. If you're an out-of-state student and you're a non-resident, for every day you are out on an Eccles Global experience or any learning abroad experience to the U, you are considered to be in the state of Utah. So it goes towards your credit for residency. And I have a letter that I can show you in a minute that I will send to you that's addressed to the residency office. And it will give you a week before you leave and a week after you get home, basically that between the time the Learning Abroad program ends. So in other words, if you have a May 15th start date and an August 4th end date, you get a letter that says you were gone from May 8th until August 10th or 11th. and that all gets credited towards your in-state residency. So pretty cool thing to have for in-state residents. You don't have to hang around out-of-state residents. You don't have to hang around Utah all summer, but you can go do a study abroad. So that'll save you some money. So one thing that's required of all Eccles Global programs is you need to upload a passport, and this is for all of them. And it needs to be valid for at least 6 months beyond the conclusion of your experience. For example, if you come back to the US on the 15th of August, next summer, your passport would need to be valid through February. So keep that in mind. If you need to renew your passport and the application is asking for the information, just simply say, upload a Word doc or something that says in process, and there's no problem, you can get that done. Keep in mind, it's, there's a little bit of backlog for passports. So I'd give yourself a solid 8 weeks, maybe more, to get a passport renewed. So you need to jump on those right away. And keep in mind too, that anybody under 18 years old has a 5-year passport. Over 18 is a 10-year. So make sure you check that out. So the semester application. So this is summer sessions. You're going to need to upload a what if degree audit report. You need to upload a resume, and you'll need to upload answers to some essay questions. And I'm serious about the essay questions. I've had last year, for the first few applications we got in, they were pretty weak. I mean, 2 and 3 sentence responses, and I basically declined them all and said, if you want to get serious, let's get serious. Because I need to understand your view of how you came about the decision to do a learning abroad experience, and it's a huge investment, particularly in today's economic environment. So your financial supporter really needs to know too, if you're serious. So it's important. Dylan can help you do all of these. He now has instructions on how to get the degree audit report done, saved as a PDF, uploaded to the application, and resume, essays, etc. The essays just populate on their own when you do the application, so pretty easy that way. So Dylan, do you have any questions in there that I want to stop before we jump in any further, or pretty good?
Not yet. We're looking good.
Okay. Excuse me. So if anybody has any questions as we get into this, let me know. It's going to be a fantastic summer, actually. I'm going to drag in our homepage. So everybody can see the homepage for Eccles now, right? Okay, so this is the landing page for Eccles Global, and you've probably all been here because you had to register for today's info session, which was this little link right here, Summer Sessions 2023. After today, this video will be saved to the Watch Now tab here, so you can come back and refer to it, or you can show your financial sponsors or whomever you'd like and understand a little bit more what we're doing. On this page, if you go to Learning Abroad Experiences and pull this down, you'll see everything that we've got cooking the next 6 to 12 months. I wouldn't say 12 months because I don't have fall of 23 in here yet, but we have 2 awesome experiences for fall 3 actually. And we'll talk about that at some point in the future. But we're going to pull today the Summer Sessions link, which is now hopefully completely up to speed and relevant. So we'll open that up. Applications for summer 2023 are now open. You just click on this tab right here and away you go. So the cost this year, it's a little bit higher than last year, but it's still reasonable. We have 1 session. So if you do one month session, and that's 1 course, you do 1 course every session. And I've taken the 12-week summer session and broken it up, semester, and broken it up into 3 equal 1-month sessions. It's going to cost $5,450, and that includes, on the far side over here, Learn and Explore, and down below it includes everything but airfare, food, and other incidentals. So once you get there, you're in pretty good shape. You've got housing, you've got your tuition, you have cultural activities, you have excursions, you have all kinds of cool stuff that's included, your medical and evacuation insurance and all that. So $5,450 is the fee for 1 session. 2 sessions averages down a little bit. So 2 costs $9,700, which is a little less than just taking 1 session and multiplying times 2. And then 3 sessions, again, is averaged down even a little further to $13,900. So now how does this work? So here is, for example, session 1. This is May 15th which is a Monday. That's check-in. And check-in is from 9 to 6, typically 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. You can arrive by plane, boat, walk, bike, whatever you want to, how you want to arrive. You arrive at a set location that our providers will give you. That is the location for housing. And you're there, present yourself. They give you all the welcome documents and give you your key and invite you to come to an orientation the next day on the 16th of May. So these are the 3 classes that we're offering in May of this year, May 15th to June 9th. We have Business 1051 in Florence with Mark Crowley. Now, most of the business scholars are taking 1051 this fall, but some of you aren't, many of you aren't, because there wasn't enough capacity. So if you want to not take it in the spring and take it in the summer in Florence, awesome. We have a minimum of 15 students that we'll need, and we'll know that minimum by Christmas, so December 15th timeframe. And if we don't think we can offer it, which I'm sure we can actually, then we'll let you know. But we're very sensitive to the fact that if it's not full enough with 15 students to 25 students, you're going to need to register for spring. But we're really confident that's going to happen. Business 3800, a course called Capitalism and Socialism, will be taught by Jim Scholheim, a seasoned finance professor here at the business school. Keep in mind that 3800 and 3900 are not reserved for business scholars. Anyone can take those that are matriculated at the Eccles Business School. None of this is really for business scholars only. Everyone's included. You'll notice that BUS 3900 in London with the 1-week trip to Paris is $750 scholarship. So it's going to be $47.50, I guess, is what the $46.50 after the scholarship. So that's pretty cool. And Martha Bradley's taught this 3 times in London. We've had full semesters in London, and she's taught this course there. And it's not really in class. You're in teams, and you're wandering around London and Paris, and you're doing video blogging and mapping and architectural studies and history studies. It's a very, very cool, fun class. And Professor Bradley is an absolute dream and a wonderful professor. So all 3 of these professors are amazing. You're going to have a really cool first session. Now, let me confuse this a little bit by saying that Eccles Global is going to try to do 2 trips in May, 2 experiences of 1 week between spring and summer term. And those trips will include air, and you can deviate your airfare on the back end to wherever you want to end up in Europe to come back whenever you want to come back. So you could say go on one of the May trips and extend to the end of to the middle part of June and do session 1, airfare included. We're considering Iceland for 1 week and considering Italy and Greece, or just Greece for 1 week. I have a pretty cool itinerary for Greece for a week in May that would include islands, Meteora, and Mount Olympus, which I think would be pretty cool. So there's and Delphi, so and Athens, of course. But I think we'd have a really good experience there. So yeah, I talk a little too much, sorry, but that's the first session. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Dylan, any questions in there so far? Everybody good?
We're looking good.
Okay, keep in mind that you can put anything you'd like in the Q&A, and we will do our best to answer that. Okay, so session 1, let's say you decide you're going to go. You show up on the 15th, you check in, you do the course. It's 1 course. You select one of these, and you get it done in 14 class periods. June 9th is a Friday, and it's time to check out and move to the next session, for example. The next session will be held on June 12th. That is a Monday. It's check-in day. Same drill as we did in May. Check-in 9 to 5, 9 to 6, orientation the next day, and then start off on class. We have a lot of classes for this particular session. We have B Corps 2030 Frameworks for Business Problems 2, taught by Professor Sue Sundar. And she draws a crowd. There'll be, the maximum we can handle is 30 students, and she's always maxing out. So the earlier the better for that one. She's amazing. That will be in London again this year, although we moved it up to the 2nd session. So pretty easy to go do Business 1051 in Florence, and then wander up to London and takes his Professor Sundar's class. Pretty awesome. Eleni Williamson will be teaching B Corps 3100, Markets and Institutions. Again, another fabulous professor with a wonderful draw. All these professors are fabulous. But we had this course in Barcelona last year, first session, and Elena, I think, drew 38 students. So it's huge. And she is a wonderful instructor. So, and that will be our only class in Paris this summer. So Paris is just way over demanded. So we're going to just do one. And then we actually have another option. You can do business 3800 health and economic development in Ghana, 1 week stay in London, Oxford area, and then 3 weeks in Ghana. And it's very programmed. It's awesome. Elephant Park, Slave Castle, time at the Ensign College in Pongana. It's pretty amazing. Driving up there a year or so ago, we ran into a whole bunch of baboons. It was awesome, not literally, just off the side of the road. It was pretty cool just to be a part of their group there for a minute, but very cool experience. We'll have a lot more of those, a lot more information on this later. There'll be some specific info sessions done by Professor Alder and his team around this. If you decide to do Ghana, we'll figure out a way to fly you from Ghana to Europe or Europe to Ghana. Okay, you can, one way or the other, we'll get you back and forth to let you take advantage of that experience and to do other courses in Europe. And then Strat 3700 Business Strategy, Professor Lida Bigelow, awesome. She's going to be in London this year. She was in Paris last year, and she has a blast. Students love this class. There is a condition for prereq for 3700. You need to have taken your B Corps fundamentals. So this is designed more for a student that's between sophomore and junior year. Anyone who's had B Corps fundamentals and has been admitted to upper division can take this course. And the international marketing by Professor Rita Schwizow will be in Amsterdam. This course was offered in Amsterdam last year, and it's amazing. Rita is fantastic. She's teaching this course this fall, and she'll be doing a simulation as we did last year, which I think we had a dozen students in there that just had a blast. So those are our 5 courses for the second session. You can go into any of these cities, go in and come out, do one session, no problem. Or you can join session 1, move to session 2. I need to point out that your transfers between sessions are on your own nickel and time. And that gives you an opportunity to see things and explore. It's not that expensive to move from one site to another. If you decide to stay later in the session, you can, because CEA, our provider in Europe, will allow you to stay through Sunday before you have to check in the next day. So you only have one night you need to pay for on your own. Most students, though, take off on Thursday after class or Friday and go exploring. I will say that Sophia Blankevort, who's also an intern this year, I think she's in 3170 with you, right, Dylan? Sophia in there?
Sophia is in Whitney's office right now.
Okay, Sophia she did all 3 last year. So she knows exactly the drill of moving from one place to another and what the cost is. And she's definitely a resource for you. So let's look at the last and final session. Session 3 begins on Monday, July 11th. Again, check in 9 to 6. We have 3 courses being offered. We have B Corps 2030 taught by Professor Don Wardell. So there's another 30 slots available. And Don is an amazing, awesome professor. He's taught with us many, many years, and he's an awesome professor too. So between Sue and Professor Wardell, you're going to have great experience. Don is in Amsterdam, and he will be doing this with CEA in Amsterdam, the same location where international marketing is going to be taught. And we have a support team over there with this gentleman named Frans van den Bleek. He's Dutch. He's amazing. He's way into the culture. You'll learn a ton about the Netherlands and about Dutch culture, not just Amsterdam. It's just so freaking fun. So, and then Business 3900 History of Global Capitalism. Raina Weed, one of our interns this year, had this course last year from Professor Derek Hoff, another excellent professor, very into it. This is going to be offered again through the University of Amsterdam. So it's a little different setup, and it's awesome. You live on campus right downtown Amsterdam, and I'll have Raina come in a couple of weeks, and she'll talk specifically about her experience, so you'll know how that played out. And she had a blast, and the students loved it. Lunch is actually included with that one every day, which is kind of fun. And then Rome business, Strat 3410. This would be Professor Nielsen's like 70th year doing this. He's, I mean, seriously, probably the 10th summer besides our COVID summer that we missed. And he's going to draw big too. He usually gets 40 students or so in Rome. And if you want to take business law in a 14-week period of time, 14 class periods, this is the way to do it. It's pretty amazing. So very cool and a lot of fun. So again, I think that's our lineup. I hope everybody sees that and that it makes good sense. And again, I'm available if anybody has a question here. Oh, the professors are building their videos out down here at the bottom. So we're going to have all the professors either update these videos or put new videos up that aren't there. So stand by for those. You'll see what's going on there. So, all right. Any questions from anybody?
Buzz, we have a question about courses that are not appropriate for current freshman business scholars.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, more or less, 1051 is a great option, and Business 30, 839 are good. The ones you would be worried about would be, correct me if I'm wrong, but Strat 3700 and International Marketing and maybe Business Law. You would need to be admitted into the upper division first.
Yeah, the only class you need to be admitted to upper division and have done the B Corp fundamentals is Strat 3700. All the other classes are available to freshmen and older students. So 1051 and 2030 would probably, if you're a freshman coming into your sophomore year, you will have had those or will take those over the summer. So if you're a sophomore, junior, senior student, then international marketing, business law, and 3800, 3900 are really your best options. So hopefully that works. What else you got for me?
Other than that, we've got a couple in the Q&A. Specific dates for the Global Entrepreneurship semester.
Okay, let's go through that. Elena Williamson chimed in though to make sure 3100 can be taken. B Corp 3100, I forgot to mention that. That's also designed for sophomores because it's kind of your bridge, your core stuff, but freshmen absolutely can take that are coming out of freshman year. So it's open pretty much to everybody, right, Elena? I should have invited Elena in as a panelist, but you're okay, you're good there, right? Okay, so Nancy, if a student does all 3 sessions for the summer, do we know when fall semester 23 begins? Yes, we do. I have it right here. Let's see, fall semester 23. They don't have it right here. Does anybody have it right there? It would be about the same time as, let's see, I think it's the 3rd Monday in August. So there's typically 2 weeks between the 2 semesters. And I can look that up really quick here.
It looks like fall semester begins on August 21st.
Yes, thank you. That's awesome. That's awesome. Okay. What are the specifics? Okay, we're gonna the chat is disabled. Oh, Elena. Okay, good. Are we good? So Q&A. Any more Q&A? Awesome. Okay. We had 132 students last year do summer sessions, and I'd say a third of those, no, maybe a fourth did all 3 sessions. Another fourth did 2 sessions, and maybe half did 1 session. So there's no harm in doing 1, 2, or 3. You can do 1 and then go travel and have fun and come back for 3. I mean, whatever you want to do. So it's way open for you to enjoy. So we'll have a pretty good idea of what we're looking at right after Thanksgiving as far as the activity we have. So any questions on the applications, get a hold of Dylan. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the question about global entrepreneurship and tell you that it's exactly the same dates as summer sessions. It's just that it's all three together. It's the full summer. So if I go to summer global entrepreneurship, it's going to be in Barcelona, and the application will open next week. And the dates are August 15th check-in. May 15th check-in, and August, whatever it was, that last week of the summer, that'd be that Friday checkout. So checkout is August 4th, Friday. Actually, it might be a little extended. You can maybe check out on Sunday, the 5th or 6th. But yeah, same dates, same exact dates, just that it's a full semester. And we will have a full info session on global entrepreneurship in a week or so. And Cesar Sanchez, the Associate Director of Eccles Global, will take care of that. So now Elena said, you might want to mention they can gain residency. So Elena was late to the party. We did do that. And I want to show you guys, I'm gonna, are you still looking at the website, Dylan?
Yes, we are.
Okay, I'm gonna pull up and bring over an example of a letter that I send to the residency office. Let me just pull it up here. And I'll bring it over, so bear with me. Here we go. Hello. There we go. All right, it's being fussy because I got so many dang screens open. Hold on. It's on its way. There it is. Captured it. Okay, here's an example. So this is just a Vanessa student. I call it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 UID. This student happened to be taking all three of these courses next year, and for 9 credit hours, they get residency credit from May 8th until August 10th. So basically 1 week before and 1 week after the experience, and I tell them where they are, and the student gets this letter, and then you present it to the residency office. And I wrote probably 40 of these this last year. It's just a boilerplate. I just look at what you took and boom, you're in. So yeah, so there you go. This student didn't have to be in Utah at all. I mean, Utah's great, but who wants to be here all summer, right? So anyway, so what other questions? Not true. All right. Okay, so I'm going to stop share for a second and go over here and do a few other things with this. We have lots of other stuff going on. We have some great spring break trips. We've got 3 of those, and I'll just touch on those real quick. And we'll share my screen here in a second. Wrong one. Hold on. Okay, here we go. All right. So share my screen. So we have 3 spring break experiences that'll leave either on Friday of spring break, I think it's March 4th, or Saturday. We're going to go to Abu Dhabi and Dubai. Cesar will lead that. We're going to do an operations and supply chain course in Costa Rica. So Sundar will lead that in, I'm believing March 5th. And then I will be going on the spring break Turkey, Greece experience, which will be led by World Strides, which is one of our providers. And they're going to be awesome. So those applications opened yesterday too. And that's pretty cool. So, okay, we've taken 30 minutes, and I think that probably is a pretty good start to introduce our summer sessions. I would say that you're welcome to apply anytime. What will happen is I'll look at everybody's application. I look at essays, I really do. I'll send you an admit or decline decision. And if it's admit, it'll be accompanied by 2 things. 1, it'll be a deposit link, and 2 will be a commitment letter. Once you make the deposit and sign the commitment letter, then you're committed, basically. $500 is non-refundable, and that's the deposit. The letter will say you are obligated for the entire cost of this experience after I think January 15th or February 1st. So you have time between the time you put the deposit down and the end of January to decide whether you can really do it or not. If you can't, then you just forfeit the $500. But after February 1st, I got to send everything to our providers, and then we start renting housing and doing all kinds of other commitments. So then you're on the hook. Okay, so I think that's pretty much all I've got. So I'm going to stop the recording.